Have you ever felt like you're playing a game you can't win? Like no matter how much you give, how much you sacrifice, there's always a part of you that's held back. A part of you that's just on guard. Maybe you've had this gut feeling, this little whisper in your head, telling you to be careful, telling you not to trust completely, not because of any specific person, but because of a deeper, more primal truth you can't quite put your finger on. It's a feeling that resonates with a timeless, ancient wisdom, and maybe you've seen it on the streets, in the movies, in your own relationships, but you've never really been able to articulate it. What if this feeling isn't a sign of paranoia, but a deep psychological insight? What if it's the kind of truth that the great Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung spent his entire life trying to uncover? Now, before we get too deep, I want to say this isn't about hate. This ain't some kind of red pill rage fest. This is about psychology. This is about archetypes. It's about understanding the raw, unfiltered truth of human nature and how to navigate it so you can protect your own soul. But before we continue, I'm offering you a free ebook to thank you for supporting the channel. Download it now and begin your journey towards self-discovery, dream interpretation, and shadow work. Hurry because it's free. The link is on the channel page. You see, for Jung, the human mind is a house of mirrors. Every person we meet, every connection we make, is a reflection of something within us. And when it comes to the relationship between men and women, Jung didn't see it as some fluffy romantic ideal. He saw it as a powerful, often dangerous, dance between two fundamental archetypes, the Anima and the Animus. The Anima is the unconscious feminine side in a man. She's his inner woman. She's his muse, his guide to the deep, emotional, intuitive world. She's the source of his creativity and his connection to the soul. But she's also his greatest vulnerability. Think about it. How many of us have seen a guy who is normally grounded, who is normally on his game, just completely fall apart because he met that one woman? That one woman who seems to hold the key to his entire emotional world? That's the Anima at work. She can lift him up to the heavens, or she can drag him down to hell. And the Anima has two sides. There's the positive, life-giving side, the mother, the goddess, the spiritual guide. But then there's the dark, destructive side. Jung called her the terrible mother, the siren. She's the one who lures you in with a promise of salvation, only to leave you shipwrecked on the rocks. Think about a guy who gets into a relationship and completely loses himself. He gives up his friends, his hobbies, his goals. He gets so wrapped up in the other person that he becomes a shadow of his former self. He's not really living. He's just existing for her. What's happening here? His Anima has been projected onto this woman. He's not in love with her as a person. He's in love with the image of her, the fantasy that he's created in his own mind. He's literally projecting his entire feminine soul onto her, and that is a recipe for disaster. Now let's flip the script. What about her? What about the feminine principle itself? Why is it so important to understand this from a Jungian perspective? Because Jung believed that the feminine is the realm of the unconscious, the chaotic, and the primal. It's the mother of all things both beautiful and terrifying. It's the source of life, but also the source of death. It's the fertile ground where new ideas are born, but it's also the abyss that can swallow you whole. This isn't just some abstract philosophical point. We see this in our everyday lives. Think about gossip. Think about social dynamics in a group. It's not always logical. It's not about facts. It's about emotions, feelings, and intuition. The feminine energy operates on a different frequency. It's fluid, it's cyclical, and it can be incredibly powerful. It can bring a community together or tear it apart with a single, whispered word. It's the power of the shadow. And this is where we get to the core of the title. Trust no woman. It's not a literal instruction. It's a psychological warning. It's not about mistrusting an individual. It's about understanding the archetype. It's about recognizing the dark, chaotic, and unconscious power that the feminine represents, not just in women, but in the entire universe. I want to tell you a story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Mike. He was a smart guy, had a great job, was in shape, had his life together. He met this woman, and she was magnetic. She was everything he thought he wanted. She was beautiful. She was free-spirited. She had this wild, unpredictable energy. And he just fell hard. He started making decisions he would never normally make. He quit his job to follow her to another city. He cut off his friends because she didn't like them. He even gave her all his savings to start some kind of new business venture she had dreamed up. He completely lost his head. And one day, she just left. No warning, no explanation. Just a note. He was completely shattered. Now, what happened to Mike? Did he just get played? Yeah, on a surface level. But on a deeper level, his anima, his inner soul, had become so completely entangled with her that when she left, he felt like he had lost a part of himself. He trusted the archetype, not the person. He trusted the promise of the anima, the beautiful, free-spirited goddess, and ignored the warning signs of the shadow side, the siren, who takes everything and gives nothing back. So what's the takeaway here? It's about self-possession. You gotta possess your own soul. You can't give your anima away to someone else. You can't let another person hold the key to your emotional and spiritual well-being. That's a mistake so many guys make. They look for validation, for meaning, for purpose, not within themselves, but in the reflection they see in a woman's eyes. And when that reflection disappears, they feel empty. Jung taught that the path to a balanced life isn't about running from these powerful forces. It's about integrating them. It's about doing the hard work of shadow work. You have to face the dark parts of yourself, the parts you don't want to see. You have to understand your own unconscious. You got to get to know your anima, your inner woman. What does she want? What is she afraid of? What are her deepest desires? When you do this work, you stop projecting your inner world onto others. You stop looking for a woman to complete you. You stop seeing her as a savior or a destroyer and start seeing her as a fellow traveler. You can appreciate her for who she is, with all her light and all her shadow, because you've already made peace with your own. This isn't about building walls. It's about building a foundation within yourself. It's about knowing that your strength, your security, and your identity aren't dependent on an external person. It's about understanding that the trust you're looking for, the true, unwavering trust, has to come from within. So, the next time you feel that pull, that intense, overwhelming connection with someone, take a moment, pause, ask yourself, am I seeing the person, or am I seeing a reflection of my own inner world? Am I trusting her, or am I trusting my own projection? The answer to that question can save you from a world of hurt. If you found this helpful, I want you to do me a favor. Go down to the comments and tell me, what's one thing you've learned about yourself from a difficult relationship? Your story could help someone else. And if you want to dive deeper into this kind of stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next.